The boy ran as fast as he could. A loaf of bread was in his hands. His heart was beating hard. Behind him, a man was shouting, "Stop! Thief! Stop that boy!" The boy did not look back. He only ran. His feet were tired, but fear pushed him forward. He turned into a small street and hid behind a wall. He was breathing fast. His hands were shaking. He looked at the bread. It was warm and soft. He could smell it. His stomach hurt with hunger. But his eyes were full of tears. 2 hours earlier, the boy was not running. He was sitting on the floor of a small, dark room. The room was quiet. Too quiet. On the bed near the wall, his mother was lying down. Her face was pale. Her eyes were half closed. "Tom," she said in a weak voice. "Did you find any work today?" Tom looked at the floor. He was only 12 years old, but his eyes looked older. "No, Mom," he said softly. "No one needs help today." His mother tried to smile, but she was very tired. "That's okay," she whispered. "Tomorrow will be better." Tom did not answer. He knew there was no food in the house. Not even a piece of bread. Not even a cup of milk. They had eaten nothing since yesterday morning. Tom stood up and walked to the small table. He opened a wooden box. It was empty. No coins. No food. Nothing. His stomach made a soft, painful sound. He held it with his hands. "I'm not hungry," he lied. "You should rest, Mom." His mother closed her eyes. She did not have the strength to speak anymore. Tom looked around the room. The walls were old and cracked. The window was broken on one side. Cold air came inside. He felt something heavy in his chest. It was not just hunger. It was worry. It was fear. He walked to his mother and pulled the thin blanket over her. Her hands were cold. "I will bring food today," he said quietly. "I promise." She did not answer. She was already asleep. Tom stepped outside the house. The sun was bright, but he did not feel warm. People were walking in the streets. Some were laughing. Some were carrying bags of food. Tom watched them. He felt invisible. He walked slowly through the market. There were fruits, vegetables, cakes, and bread everywhere. The smells were strong and sweet. Then he saw it. A small bakery on the corner. Fresh bread was in the window. Golden, warm, and soft. Tom stopped. He could not move. His eyes were fixed on the bread. His stomach hurt again. And a dangerous thought entered his mind. Tom stood in front of the bakery window. He did not move. The bread inside looked fresh and warm. The golden crust shone under the light. A soft cloud of steam came from the oven behind the counter. The smell of fresh bread filled the air. It was sweet, warm, and comforting. Tom closed his eyes for a moment. He imagined holding that bread. He imagined breaking it into pieces. He imagined giving it to his mother. His stomach made a louder sound. He pressed his hands against it. People walked past him on the street. No one noticed the thin boy standing near the window. No one saw the hunger in his eyes. Inside the bakery, the shopkeeper was busy. He was a large man with a gray beard. He moved trays of bread from the oven to the shelves. The bell above the door rang as customers came in and out. Some bought cakes. Some bought bread. Some bought cookies. Everyone left with a smile. Tom watched them. Each person walked out with food in their hands. The smell followed them into the street. It felt like the smell was calling him. Just one loaf, a small voice in his mind said. Just one. No one will notice. Tom shook his head. No, he whispered to himself. Stealing is wrong. He remembered his mother's words. Tom, we may be poor, but we must stay honest. He stepped back from the window. He turned around and started walking away. Each step felt heavy. After a few steps, he stopped. He looked back at the bakery. The bread was still there. Warm. Soft. Waiting. He thought about his mother's pale face. He thought about her weak voice. He thought about the empty table at home. His heart felt tight. What if she gets worse? He thought. What if she needs food now? He took a few steps back toward the bakery. He stood near the door this time. His hands were cold. His mind was full of noise. Stealing is wrong, one voice said. But she is hungry, another voice replied. Someone will see you. But she needs food. Tom looked at the door. The bell rang again as a customer came out. The man carried 2 loaves of bread in a paper bag. The smell was strong. Tom swallowed hard. He walked away again. This time he went to the corner of the street. He leaned against a wall. He tried to think of another way. Maybe he could ask someone for help. Maybe someone would give him a coin. He walked to a fruit stand. Sir, he said quietly to the man behind the table, can I help you with anything? I can carry boxes. I can clean. The man looked at him for a moment, then shook his head. No work today, boy. Tom nodded and walked away. He tried another shop. Do you need help, sir? He asked. No, the shopkeeper said. Come back another day. Tom walked slowly back toward the bakery. It felt like his feet knew the way on their own. The smell of bread reached him again. It felt stronger now, almost like it was pulling him closer. He stood near the window again. This time, he did not step back. Inside, the shopkeeper turned his back for a moment. He went into a small room behind the counter. The bakery was empty. No customers. No voices. Just the warm light and the smell of bread. Tom's heart started beating fast. Now, the voice in his head said, no one is looking. His hands trembled. He looked around. The street was quiet. A horse cart passed slowly. A woman walked by with a basket. No one was watching him. He pushed the bakery door gently. The bell made a soft sound. Tom froze. He waited. No one came out from the back room. He stepped inside. The air was warm. It felt different from the cold street. The bread was right in front of him, on the counter. So close. So easy. Tom reached out his hand. His fingers touched the loaf. It was soft and warm. For a moment, he just held it. His heart was racing. His throat felt dry. This is for Mom, he whispered. And then, he grabbed the bread and ran. Tom ran as fast as his legs could carry him. The cold air hit his face, but he did not slow down. The bread was still warm in his hands. He held it tightly against his chest. Behind him, the shopkeeper came out of the bakery. He saw the open door and the missing loaf. Then he saw the small boy running down the street. Stop! Thief! The man shouted. Stop that boy! Tom's heart jumped into his throat. He heard the heavy footsteps behind him. People on the street turned their heads. Some stepped aside. Some watched with surprise. Catch him! someone shouted. Tom turned into a narrow street. His shoes were old and thin. One of them slipped on a wet stone. He almost fell, but he kept running. His breath became short and fast. His chest hurt. His legs felt heavy. But fear pushed him forward. I have to get home, he thought. Mom needs this bread. He turned another corner. But this time, a man stepped in front of him. Hey! Where are you going so fast? The man asked. Tom tried to run around him, but the shopkeeper reached him at that moment. The large man grabbed Tom by the arm. Got you, the shopkeeper said. Tom struggled, but the man's grip was strong. The bread slipped from Tom's hands and fell to the ground. A small crowd began to form around them. People whispered to each other. What happened? He stole bread. Look at him. Just a little thief. Tom's face turned red. His eyes filled with tears. He looked at the bread on the ground. It was dirty now. The shopkeeper picked it up and looked at the boy. His face was serious. Why did you steal from me? He asked. Do you think this is right? Tom opened his mouth, but no words came out. His throat felt tight. The people around him kept talking. Call the police, someone said. That will teach him a lesson. Tom's hands began to shake. He imagined dark prison walls. He imagined his mother alone at home, waiting for him. No, please, he whispered. What did you say? The shopkeeper asked. Tom could not hold his tears anymore. They rolled down his cheeks. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't want to steal. I really didn't. Then why did you? The shopkeeper asked again, his voice calmer now. Tom looked down at the ground. His voice was soft and broken. My mother is sick, he said. We have no food. We haven't eaten since yesterday. I tried to find work. I asked in many shops. No one needed help. The crowd became quiet. People stopped whispering. Tom continued, his voice shaking. She is very weak. I was afraid. I was afraid she might not wake up tomorrow. I just wanted to bring her something to eat. He wiped his eyes with the back of his hand. I know stealing is wrong, he said. My mother always tells me to be honest. But today, I didn't know what else to do. Silence filled the street. The shopkeeper looked at the boy carefully. Tom's clothes were old. His face was thin. His eyes were tired and full of fear. The bread in the shopkeeper's hand suddenly felt heavier than before. The street was quiet. The crowd that had gathered around Tom was no longer whispering. People looked at the boy in a different way now. He no longer looked like a thief. He looked like a hungry child. The shopkeeper stood still for a moment. He held the loaf of bread in his large hands. His eyes stayed on Tom's thin face. Is what you said true? The shopkeeper asked. Tom nodded slowly. Yes, sir. My mother is very sick. She has not eaten. I was scared. The shopkeeper looked at the boy's torn shoes and worn-out shirt. He sighed softly. Where do you live? He asked. Tom pointed down the street. In the small house near the old bridge. The shopkeeper was silent again. The people around them waited. Some crossed their arms. Some looked at the ground. No one spoke. Then the shopkeeper turned and walked back into the bakery without a word. Tom stood there, confused. He did not know what would happen next. His heart was still beating fast. Maybe he is calling the police, Tom thought. Maybe I will go to jail. A few seconds later, the shopkeeper came back out. But this time, he was not holding just one loaf of bread. He carried a small paper bag. He walked toward Tom and stopped in front of him. "Take this," the shopkeeper said. Tom looked at the bag with surprise. "Sir." "Take it," the man repeated. Tom slowly reached out and took the bag. It felt warm. He opened it a little and looked inside. There was the loaf of bread. But there was more. A small bottle of milk. 2 apples. And a piece of cheese. Tom's eyes grew wide. He looked up at the shopkeeper. "4 for me?" he asked. "For your mother," the shopkeeper said in a calm voice. "And for you too. You both need to eat." Tom's lips trembled. He did not know what to say. "But I stole from you," he said. "Why are you helping me?" The shopkeeper looked at him quietly. "Because you told the truth," he said. "And because hunger can make people do things they normally would not do." The crowd around them was silent. Some people smiled softly. Others nodded their heads. The shopkeeper leaned a little closer to Tom. "Listen to me, boy," he said. "Stealing is never the right choice. But asking for help is not wrong. Next time, come to me. Knock on the door. Tell me the truth. Do you understand?" Tom nodded quickly. Tears rolled down his cheeks again, but these were different tears. "Yes, sir," he said. "I understand. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." He held the bag close to his chest, just like he had held the stolen bread before. But this time, his heart felt lighter. The shopkeeper gave a small smile. "Go home now. Your mother is waiting." Tom turned and began to walk. After a few steps, he looked back. "Sir," he said. "Yes." "I will not forget this. I promise." The shopkeeper nodded. "Just take care of your mother. That is enough." Tom ran down the street, but this time he was not running from fear. He was running with hope. Tom ran all the way home. His legs were tired, but his heart felt light. He held the paper bag carefully, as if it were something very precious. When he reached the small house near the old bridge, he pushed the door open quietly. The room was still cold and silent. His mother was lying on the bed, just as he had left her. "Mom," he said softly. "I'm back." Her eyes opened slowly. She looked weak, but when she saw the bag in his hands, a small spark of hope appeared in her eyes. "Tom, what is that?" she asked. He walked to the table and placed the bag down. He opened it and showed her the bread, the milk, the apples and the cheese. Her eyes filled with tears. "Where did you get all this?" she asked. Tom hesitated for a moment. He looked at the floor, then at his mother. He remembered the shopkeeper's words. "Next time, tell the truth." Tom took a deep breath. "I made a mistake today," he said quietly. "I tried to steal a loaf of bread from the bakery." His mother looked shocked. "Tom." "But the baker caught me," he continued. "I told him the truth. I told him about you. And instead of punishing me, he gave us all this food." His mother's eyes softened. She reached out and held his hand. "You told the truth," she said. "That was the right thing to do." Tom nodded. "He also told me something. He said I should ask for help, not steal." His mother gave a weak smile. "That is a wise man." Tom poured some milk into a cup and handed it to her. Then he broke the bread into small pieces. The smell filled the room. It felt warm and comforting. They ate slowly, enjoying every bite. For the first time in 2 days, their stomachs were full. That night, Tom slept on the floor near his mother's bed. He felt calm. He felt safe. The kindness of the baker stayed in his thoughts. The next morning, Tom woke up early. The sun was just rising. He washed his face, fixed his shirt, and combed his hair with his fingers. "Where are you going?" his mother asked. "To the bakery," Tom said. "I want to thank him again." She smiled. "Go. And be polite." Tom nodded and walked quickly through the streets. This time, he was not afraid of the bakery. He walked straight to the door and pushed it open. The bell rang softly. The shopkeeper looked up from the counter. When he saw Tom, a small smile appeared on his face. "You came back," the man said. Tom stood straight. "Yes, sir. I came to say thank you. My mother ate the food. She feels a little better today." The shopkeeper nodded. "I'm glad to hear that." Tom took a deep breath. "Sir, can I work here? I can clean the floor, carry boxes, or wash dishes. I will work hard. I promise." The shopkeeper studied the boy's face. He saw determination in Tom's eyes. Not fear. Not shame. Just hope. After a moment, the man smiled. "Come back tomorrow morning," he said. "We open early. There is always work in a bakery." Tom's eyes widened. "Really, sir?" "Yes," the shopkeeper said. "But remember one thing." Tom nodded quickly. "Anything, sir." "Honesty first," the man said. "Always." Tom smiled. "Yes, sir. I will remember." He stepped out of the bakery. The morning sun felt warm on his face. For the first time in many days, he was not worried about the future. He knew life would still be hard. But now, he also knew something else. Kindness could change a life. And one honest choice could open a new door.